Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There's nobody in this room, probably except for myself and maybe Vishnu Maharaj and sannyasis, who could read the book called Advaita Prakash, which is for sale in ISKCON bookstores all over the world, and know the defect of this book. Because you're not that well read or studied, and we haven't discussed it. You'd read it and go, oh, this is nectar. This is just pure nectar about Advaitacharya. And it is. But laced in that nectar is a particular poison, and it's meant just for you, the Gaudiyas, the followers of Gaur Nitai. The book is written by the followers of, so-called followers of Advaitacharya. And there are a few things which they hold a contention with the Gaudiyas about, and in this book is where they set the stage to defeat you and your religious point of view about Mahaprabhu. This is where they defeat you and your whole parampara. And they have written this book just to make it so tasty for the Gaudiyas. It's just filled with the kind of nectar, Prabhu, that Gaudiyas love. And that's the bait. How do you catch a fish? You just put one of them big old slimy worms on a hook, dangle it out there, and the fish just, he's seen that hook 100 times, but look at that worm, whomp, and he comes and eats it. So they, what, nectar, Prabhu? Real Krishna consciousness might not be so much nectar. It will be sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice, not always nectar. A good hard day's work in Krishna's garden hurts. Your muscles ache. You get sunburned. Your back aches. That's not exactly nectar, but actually it is. It's another type of nectar. This sacrifice, this pain for Krishna will produce the highest nectar in time when it is ripened. You finally get to retire. Somebody else does the hoeing after you've blown your back out. So what is nectar? Better don't go for the nectar. Devotees used to have wild ways of dancing. We're so, what do you call it? We're so, conservative. But people would look at us and go, what's wrong with these people? They got broken legs? I mean, what's wrong with them? You know, you got to be running up and down the temple room, spinning around, picking somebody up and passing them around in the air like this. You know, you got to just get in there and pull your earrings out and just like let it rip, you know. And that's ecstatic, Prabhu. It was an ecstatic kirtan. Bash the guy next to you with the kartal, stomp on a few, you know, get right in there and knock elbows, men and women too, you know. Kirtan for the holy name. They call that ecstatic. So we're just a bunch of old futsies up here in Vermont, a bunch of woodchucks. So this has been going on a long time. So once seeing the fashion of that time, which was a little different than now, but it was still quite a fashionable kirtan. So the Prophet said, tell them dance like I taught them in 1965. We used to call that the Prabhupada two-step. There's only two steps in the step, one to the left, one to the right, one to the left, one to the right, one to the left, one to the right. Put your hands up if you like, or clap your hands. That was called the Prabhupada step. He said, please tell them, chant like I have taught them. So this big, actually big announcement came down in Mayapur one morning when there was maybe 700 devotees in the temple room. Right after Arti, this announcement came. So that was the standard for the rest of the festival. When devotees went back to their stations around the world, well, in New Vrindavan, things just weren't as fired up as they used to be with these kind of old fogey-style kirtans, you see. So the leading devotee there at that time, Kirtanananda, he wrote letter to Srila Prabhupada. And he said, since we changed the style of kirtan, the kirtans just aren't as ecstatic as they were before. You see, Prabhupada wrote back and said, never mind ecstatic. You see, because he can understand that ecstasy, and he wrote about it one place, is just youthful bile secretion. It is written in Chaitanya Charitamrita. That ecstatic is just bile secretion. Actually, he didn't blame it on the youth, but compared to him, we were all youth. No, he said it was just bile secretion, just hormones firing, you see.
real ecstasy of the holy name, it is another thing, and it's far superior. You may be frozen like stone. One ecstasy commands you to dance, laugh, cry, sing. Another one makes you frozen like stone, you see. But we never see that. Only the ecstatic is jumping like wild people, you see. We never see anybody mortified like stone, frozen in time, you see. So, throughout Krishna consciousness, there is the real thing, and there is the shadow of the thing. It's like on a sunny day. The sun also illuminates the real thing. When you go outside, the sun illuminates your presence there. You will be seen very nicely. But it throws a shadow next to you, which is not the real you see. So with the holy name of Krishna, also these other things come. With the holy name of Krishna, all the bad things in your heart, they are also flourishing and watering. Watering and flourishing. The holy name, what happens when you water the garden? What? All the weeds don't drink any of it? They all just wrinkle up and die and the tomatoes grow? No. In fact, what happens? The weeds grow faster than the plant. So it is said that the holy name of Krishna is the watering process. But this watering also nurtures the weeds. So the gardener has to weed the garden. So you have to identify within yourself those things which are undesirable. Or if you have a problem, you ask those who are sitting next to you, what's, desirable and undesirable. You take help from others. What's desirable and undesirable. But ultimately, you have to see these things yourself. And then you have to remove those things. You have to eliminate them. You have to weed out the anarthas, the unwanted things, in order for your devotional creeper to properly grow. And that process is the class. It is said that the process of weeding the anarthas is this hearing, this critical point of hearing. Now, for the highest devotees, just to hear the Leela of Krishna, there is considered to be anarthas right up to bhava, just prior to prema. There are some anarthas. Those anarthas, types of anarthas, can Krishna really do anything he wants with you? Like cut your head off? Are you ready for that even? No, I mean, anything means I'll take Rasgula or Sandesh, but not really. I mean, he wouldn't do that, would he? Not really. Well, Bhishma was ready to lie down on the bed of arrows. Or so many things. No, we don't expect that, that's going to happen, but real sacrifice? Are we really? Mahaprabhu says, you are free to do everything and anything with me. And he means it. Do we mean it? No. But we're on the right path. So, in the highest stage, just hearing the sweet pastimes of Krishna removes those last small, teensy-weensy barriers between the jiva and Krishna. They are removed. But in the beginning, just those sweet pastimes of Krishna don't root out those big, deep-rooted, carrot-sized anarthas, or carrot-sized, banyan tree-sized anarthas in the heart. That doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. Rather, the sweet pastimes of Krishna make those trees grow deeper and so forth. Therefore, those who are still swayed more by anarthas should not entertain the ear with the at least the intimate pastimes of Krishna, Madhurya pastimes. Killing the demons, that's a good one. Krishna's cutting off the heads of demons. Those demons represent anarthas. So it is beneficial for that. So those pastimes. Bhagavad Gita is a pastime. It's a leela. People want to hear leela of the Lord. Well, hear what the Lord had to say when he finally got everybody's attention in this world. We're not in Vrindavan. We're in this world. And this is the leela, Bhagavad Gita. And that will help to purify us. Then we'll be guided in due course. All things will come deprived of nothing. But if we shortcut the process, self-deceivers, and cheat ourselves, shortcut of, we are deceived of everything. We get nothing. We may get a grand shadow of the real thing, and Srila Sridhar Maharaj has written, and the inspiration to dance with that shadow. Actually, he didn't say dance with the shadow. He said inspiration to live in the fool's paradise. So I say the inspiration to dance with the shadow. You want to dance with the shadow. You want to dance with the princess, not with the shadow. But if you do not approach in the right way, then you only get the reflection, not the real thing.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,